Well, the big developing story: activity has intensified outside Nairobi's Westgate shopping mall amid reports that the Kenyan army could in fact be in its last leg of an assault on that shopping mall, where terrorists have been holding siege for the last 3 days. Dense clouds of smoke emerging from the roof of that shopping mall in the last hour or so. This follows sporadic gunfire and explosions through the day at the mall, as we're hearing those reports of some sort of final push by the army. This is the third day of that standoff, in which 68 hostages have already lost their lives. Well, sustained bursts of rapid gunfire were heard at dawn this morning in Nairobi, and soldiers were posted around that complex, ducked for cover. Right after that, that was followed by several explosions and more sporadic weapons fire. The Kenyan army claims it has secured most of that posh, part Israeli-owned shopping mall, but that Qaeda-linked Somali Shabaab rebels are now isolated in just one part of it. There have also been reports that they may be using some of the hostages as human shields, but of course a great deal of speculation about just what is happening inside the mall and whether indeed this is the final stages of that siege or not. Well, an Al-Shabaab spokesperson had warned earlier that more hostages would be killed if security forces tried to storm their positions. The Kenyan government, meanwhile, says there is no question of their troops pulling out of Somalia or for them to go slow on the Al-Shabaab terrorist group because of that attack.
Television live pictures being back to the security forces control room. That's more of a surveillance device from above than it is any form of attack helicopter or a troop transporter. That is a police helicopter feeding information back to control room, I would give an authoritative guess on. But the position right now, yes, the screen is definitely a big fire, a very big fire. But one of the point I'm making about earlier was that there has been a number of assaults over the past 24 hours, a number of hostages released. We don't know the numbers, but we do understand a lot of hostages have been released, and some of them have been telling what they've seen and what they've witnessed and the trauma they've been through. Another question of the many questions that will be asked now and more intensely after this whole ghastly thing is over is this question, and that is, how many hostages are left in that building at this final hour, or what could be a final hour? It is very difficult to report on, Shuli, because of the lack of information, again, as I said earlier, but for understandable reasons.
Okay, Andrew, thank you very much indeed for that. Andrew Simmons, viewing the scene from a rooftop, which we're viewing from the ground here, and clearly saying that there is a massive fire raging inside the building, which may or may not have come from the underground car park.